Jaws taught us to be afraid of the water. Alien taught us to be afraid of the unknown. Terminator 2 taught us to be afraid of the future and technology. Gone Girl teaches us to be afraid of our marriage. Yeah, so I finally got to see Gone Girl, and Jesus, it's been a long time since I've walked out of a movie and literally say out loud, that movie fucked with me. I haven't done that since I saw the first Paranormal Activity in theaters. That was the last time I was like, that movie fucked with me. So Gone Girl gets a standing ovation, you can already tell from me, from just that analogy alone. This was another great David Fincher film. This was just completely fantastic. I absolutely love this film. I think this is, again, Fincher continues to just consecutively hit after hit after hit, and this was so good. And I really do not, I know this movie's been out for a few weeks, but I just do not want to spoil this movie. I really don't want to spoil this movie. So for those who don't know what this movie's about, this is about a guy named Nick, who is played by Ben Affleck. And let me say, this is like, if anyone still said, oh, Ben Affleck can't be Batman, go watch this fucking movie and tell me otherwise. After you see this film, you'll be like, he can play Batman. Because throughout this film, you're kind of like playing the detective in your head. Did he do it? Did he not do it? You don't even know. You're very much in the dark. This feels so much like an Alfred Hitchcock movie. Like, I think David Fincher watched a bunch of Hitchcock movies and was just like, I know what I'm gonna do now. And this is a movie based off of another novel. I've never read the book, and I really want to know, like, if anyone has read the original book. I'm kind of curious. Are you mad like it's not following the book or what? Or I don't know. I personally am like, just damn. But yeah, everyone in here is awesome. Neil Patrick Harris, Rosamund Pike. God almighty, Rosamund Pike steals the show in this movie. And Tyler Perry. Yeah, you know the guy who does all those horrible Medea movies? Yeah, that Tyler Perry. He's fucking awesome in here. It's just so... I don't want to spoil this movie, and I can't talk about it without spoiling it. That's the problem. I really cannot say much about this film without, spoiling it. Because there are moments in here where my jaw dropped, and there are moments in here where I just the tone and just how everything is going, you're just like, I don't know what's gonna happen next, and what happened? What? It's not confusing, everything's well paced, and it comes off like a good crime story. It comes off like a fantastic, very well paced crime story. The thing of it is, though, is that this movie is very long, and I did look to check the time, but not out of boredom like I did in Transformers 4, where I was watching Transformers 4 and I was like, oh shit, is this movie over yet? In here it was more like, oh man, they weren't kidding when they were talking about the runtime. This is a long movie. I think, I saw this around 3, I didn't get out till nearly 6:30. So this is about a good 3.5 hour movie, you guys. So keep that in mind. The runtime is very long, and it's not to say this is a bad thing. Nor did I feel like it was long. I was just looking at every time I looked at my phone to check the time, I was like, really? It's that late? Huh. But yeah. I don't know if everyone's going to be on board with the runtime. I was pretty okay with it, because you'll be hardly looking at your phone. And it is interesting because here's another fun fact. I was the youngest person in that movie theater. Like, everyone else was like old, like elderly, like they just escaped a retirement home. Not to say that's bad or anything. I just looked around the audience before I took my seat, and I went to go see this by myself, just because my dad and my sister and my grandfather and my mom, actually, they were out of town and saw the movie without me. So I went, it was like, I have some free time today, I'm going to go see this film. And I saw it by myself, so, yeah. No one there to be, but I was like, after the movie was over, and everyone was getting up, I was looking at people's reactions, at the rest of the crowd's reactions, and everyone was just like, looking at their wives or their husbands like, would you do that to me? Yeah. But yeah, this film, dear Lord, this better get some nominations. This better get some Academy, some Oscars or some whatever. Because, man, again, I don't really want to talk much about this film because I'm afraid I might spoil something. And yeah, I know this film has been out for a while now, but that's the thing. I just don't want to spoil it because it's something you have to see for yourself. And yeah. Again, this film really shows just also another big thing that you probably see is how the media kind of manipulates people's emotions. This goes throughout the entire movie is just like, yeah, you know how in some murder cases like they blame the husband and how they just go at him again and again, and sometimes they're right, sometimes they're wrong. But most of the time, they just try to drive Ben Affleck's character through the ground. And at one point, you're like, yeah, you're an asshole, you deserve what's coming to you. But then you find that you go deeper into the story, and you're like, man, I feel bad for you, dude. I really feel bad for you. This is, like I said, an experience, and I don't want to say anything further. This is a movie you have to experience for yourself, because there are some twists in here that'll make you go, oh my god. And yeah, also I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I would not suggest watching this with a new wife or your fiance or something, because you're going to be driving home later that night looking at, you're going to be thinking of each other, would she do that or he do that to me? I don't know. Better sleep in the guest room tonight just to be sure, with a gun. But yeah, again, I'm really sorry I didn't really say much, but this is just a fantastic movie. This is just a mind-blowing film, and again, if you were not convinced on Ben Affleck playing Batman, even though he's done Argo and Gone Baby Gone and a few other, very well-esteemed films that he's directed, he didn't direct this one, this was obviously Fincher, go watch Gone Girl and then be like, oh yeah, he can play Batman. He can totally play Batman in Batman v Superman. Yeah, and again, this movie, when you walk out of it, you may go, like I said earlier in the beginning of this video, that movie fucked with me. Really fucked me up. I'm not... Yeah. So all in all, I know this was a little incoherent and a little shorter review, but again, I just don't want to spoil anything. I really don't. This is a movie you have to see for yourself. This is just a film that just has to be seen, and everyone just gives a great performance. The tone of it was almost Hitchcockian in a way, and again, it does feel, I may go back to saying, it does feel very much like an Alfred Hitchcock movie, and the tone of it is very dark, and also, this is an R-rated movie, guys. Keep that in mind, so I would not recommend, this is not a kid's film, obviously. I don't think I need to say that, but I'm just going to say that out of necessity. I'm going to spoil this scene, because you see, there is a scene in here, I'm just going to spoil this just to get the point across, where you do see Ben Affleck eat Rosamund Pike out. I'm just throwing that out there. Anyway. Anyway, once again, hope you all enjoyed this review, and also, one more thing. Please do not if you have seen Gone Girl already, please do not spoil it for anyone in here. I just don't want to ruin it for anybody. This is a movie that has to be seen. So I would please advise, if you have already seen the movie, please don't leave any spoilers in the comments below, because I don't really want to ruin it for anyone who has seen the movie, because fuck Annabelle, fuck Ouija, this is the thriller movie you need to see for October. This and probably Nightcrawler, because I'd imagine Nightcrawler is going to be one hell of a thriller too. But no, skip Annabelle, skip Ouija, those movies, don't even bother. Annabelle was directed by the guy who did Mortal Kombat Annihilation, so that's your first red flag right there. And Ouija just looks generic as all hell. If you want to see a Halloween movie that really creeps you out and really scares you in theaters, go see Gone Girl. That's all I'm going to say. Go see Gone Girl. Anyway, once again, I hope you all enjoyed this, and yeah, once again, please don't spoil anything. I don't want to sound like a jerk or anything. I just don't want to spoil this for anyone who hasn't seen the movie already. That's all I'm going to say. Anyway, once again, hope you all enjoyed this review, even though I really wanted to keep it spoiler-free.